everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I will be planning for March and also showing you all my completed bullet journal spreads from February. So I hope you enjoy and let's get started. Alright, so my theme for February was like a coffee shop type of theme with lots of different tans and beige colors. So this print is actually available on my Etsy shop. If you guys would like to purchase it, it's really inexpensive and it is available for a digital download. So the link will be down below. Here's my calendar. As you can see, I printed out lots of different coffee related photos from Pinterest, and I made a bunch of different stickers to use throughout the month. And overall, I'm really happy with how all of the spreads turned out. The color scheme was nice. It was like fun to do like a very neutral color scheme. I usually include more colors, so this was a nice change. This one has this cool little to-do list half spread on it, so that was kind of fun. Throughout February, I really got into making weekly to-do lists, so that is definitely something that I will be taking with me into March. Now on to planning for March. So I am going to begin with my cover page. I chose to do like a cottagecore mushroom theme. I really wanted to include some red and green in the spread for some reason, so I thought this would be fun to do, and I haven't really done anything like it. So I began by sketching out this little mushroom scene with a frog playing a violin. I don't know if you guys know these books, but from my childhood I was into reading Frog and Toad books, so I was kind of inspired by those guys for my little frog playing the violin underneath the mushroom. It's not the worst thing that has happened, so you steal. So the paint I'm using is literally just from the dollar store. Each color costs like $1, and the paintbrushes I've had my entire life. So these supplies are definitely not the highest of quality, but they got the job done, and I was decently satisfied with the pigments and the colors and how everything worked out. I would have liked to have used a finer brush just for some of the details, because I found that especially on the frog playing the violin, I couldn't really get all the details that I wanted to out of it. So I ended up later on going in with a Posca paint pen to add some extra details and stuff like that. So here I am just painting the base of the little mushroom scene, adding some shadows. For the background, I'm using this very light yellow color. I thought this would complement the art nicely, and I wanted the background to have a little bit of texture. So after painting this, I let it dry, and then I used a Posca paint pen in a white color to add some little doodles to it. It's very subtle, but I do like how it turned out. And then also later on, I ended up spilling or getting some like tan paint on it, so you'll see that a little bit later. So that was rather unfortunate, but this print is available on my Etsy shop without the spilled paint on it. I did a little bit of magic in Procreate to get rid of that, so you will be able to purchase it with and without a month name. So you guys can check that out if you are interested. The link will be down below. It's a beautiful morning. And moving forward onto the March calendar, so I started by sketching this out with a pencil like I always do, and I'm using a dark brown Crayola super tip to draw in all of the lines just to kind of change it up. For the background, I'm using this kind of red color of another Crayola super tip to color in the background, and I just kind of did this like swooping line across and behind the calendar. I don't really know, I wanted to like do some type of intricate design that was similar to like the front. So I got out my acrylic paint again. I was having some issues with the yellow stuff, so that's why it's upside down. And I began by painting various like mushrooms on the background, adding other little things. So I have some like dots I also made some little like floral stickers, not really floral, botanical stickers that I added on. I just wanted like a really fine detailed print on the back. So the acrylic paint was a great idea, but because my brushes weren't super fine, it was difficult to get a nice look. So that's why I resorted to using stickers for it. So these are just like colored on with a Crayola super tip on some sticker paper, and then I took them off and put them on. I'm using my Posca paint pen to add some more details, and it was honestly like kind of time consuming to make such a little part of my calendar, but it's cute nonetheless. I'm adding in all of the days of the week and the days of the month with a calligraphy pen, adding some white drop shadows on there with a Posca paint pen. And then later on I also ended up thickening the March title just because I thought that it was a little bit thin. Here I am adding all the days of the week with a green marker and coloring in the parts of the calendar that are not including March. So with some craft paper sticky notes, these are from Amazon, I'm going to rip a corner off to use over here and just glue that on. Waking up a paradise, yeah, without you by my side. Imagine I walk through your doorway. Imagine skipping all the And I also added some washi tape and a homemade sticker on the corner. I forgot to mention, but I made a bunch of stickers to match my theme. I literally just threw these out with like a fine liner and markers on some sticker paper I had. So nothing super fancy, but they are very cute. At the top of the calendar, I'm having a things to look forward section and event section. And I'm using these little green dots to kind of separate them, and I kind of don't like the font here, but that's all right. But I do like the green dots, and I ended up using them later on in other spreads for March. So after that, I'm just adding some other final details, like some more green dots on the other side, more stickers and washi tape, and then that is the final calendar. Cross my heart and hope to die. And flipping over the page, I have my spread with a bunch of things on it, including expense tracker, favorites, goals, a to-do list, pretty much everything. So I began by taking some craft paper and this cute scrapbooking paper print, and I ripped those so I could kind of layer them in the corner. I glued those into my bullet journal, and I'm adding some green dots at the bottom. I don't really know what my goal was with these, but they are kind of cool. And then I am writing out goals with the brown Crayola super tip. I started in a monoline font, but then quickly changed that to be kind of a calligraphy font. So I'm just thickening the downstrokes on it with, if you just tilt your marker to the side, then this works really well to use for both monoline and calligraphy type of fonts. I'm adding some washi tape and this cute little mushroom sticker to the corner of it. And then I'm using some more of that same print for the favorites or highlight section at the bottom. So it's kind of like a mirror image of the goals section. So I began with the printed one, and then I'm adding the craft paper on the corner. And then I'm writing out faves with the same brown marker, making it calligraphy. Feel those butterflies when I go to sleep at night. I also added this cute little mushroom sticker and some little twinkly stars, sparkly things with my white Posca paint pen on the craft paper. I think this looks really pretty on top of there. And then I'm adding some more green dots yet again. And then I went ahead and added some spots to like include the goals and highlights with just like different colored markers, some little bullet points. And then on the other side, I took this kind of muted green brown scrapbooking paper and traced that out on the bullet journal, just so I could kind of have like a little window to include the parts that I want to. I thought this was a fun little change to do. So after cutting that out, I wrote out my headers, so I have things to do at the bottom, which is essentially a running to-do list for the entire month. I have been really obsessed with making larger to-do lists, including weekly ones and monthly ones, so this will be kind of fun to include. I also made these into a calligraphy type of font by thickening the downstrokes of it. And then because it was like layered on top of the scrapbooking paper, I also did add a drop shadow behind the top parts. And then I'm just using some red markers for the bullet points, added some washi tape and stickers, and this is how it turned out. I think it's a really cute spread, and I love how all of the colors and patterns work together. Alright, and flipping the page over, I'm going to do my first weekly spread. So I am taking out some different scrapbooking paper and the same craft paper sticky notes and just playing around with how I want those to lay on the paper. So I started with that corner and just kind of stopped there before moving on to the entire page, but I used the same muted green one and then also the patterned one. On the craft paper, I added my title and some little twinkly stars with the same white Posca paint pen. And then I am writing these like red dots on the page. This is where the days of the month are going to go. And then I'm going to put the days of the week beside them later on. So here I'm doing that with some calligraphy. I thought this looked really pretty. And I love doing calligraphy, but I feel like I haven't done a lot of it in my recent bullet journal spreads, especially with these Tombow Food Nasoki pens. I'm sorry, I'm completely butchering how you say that, but these pens are awesome. They're obviously by Tombow, and they work so well for calligraphy, and I feel like I have not used them enough, so I wanted to bring that back, this theme for the month. So here I am just doing my days of the week with them, and then with a white Posca paint pen I am writing in the days of the month in the little red dot, and I think this just looks so cute. I love all the colors together. I'm adding some more details such as green dots, washi tape, more stickers, more scrapbooking paper, kind of just filling up the page until I feel like I have maxed it out. I'm also adding a spot for a weekly to-do list at the bottom so that I can kind of keep track of everything like that, and that is how this page turned out. That is the entire little setup for March. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you check out my Etsy shop for my prints. Like I mentioned before, they are very inexpensive and they are available for digital download, so you can receive them right away and print them out and include them in your own bullet journal. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.